Hello, I am making a quick little video. It's not really a long deep dive. Someone requested that I discuss the details of this stuff in more detail, more clarity and explanation. So, what is the nature of my own messianic nature? What is the nature of my own messianic nature as the Phoenix and or the Omni Messiah of the Elysian Thelema or Elysianism faith? How and why my holy media works, and how and why you may, if you feel like it, if you will it, feel the need to worship, praise, and pray to me, for me, with me, etc., etc. Primarily the main point of such a spiritual or religious practice is that it is in and of itself a mystical union between us that is the contract of my slavery to you as an aspect of Nu, Had, and Heru. Much in the same way that Crowley was a spiritual slave to Nu, the beauteous one, a loyal servant to our God. Long story short, I am a tool for the Thelemic great work, akin to the fiery chamber of an alchemical alembic, while you would be the collection chamber. Possibly you could visualize me as either that sort of structure in relation to you, but if the spiritual concentration and distillation you are attempting is less sensitive to oxidization, meaning like, or another word that's more clear and specific to the terms we're discussing here would be materialism. So if I am the heating chamber and you want to concentrate the divine source through me into you, that would allow you to, how should I put it? Okay, I'm still recording. If it's less sensitive to oxidization, it's less sensitive to materialization, materialism, dogmatism, as well as how would you put it? I don't know. I'm just going to continue. Sensitive to oxidization, a retort. You could use a retort imagery of me instead, wherein you don't have to have a interconnected distillation tower. Much more so, you would have a distillation flask that empties into a beaker. Whereas you would be the beaker, filling yourself, taking your fill, and fill as you will, when you will, how you will, using me as a third-party apparatus, a tool. I'm fine with being a tool for you. What does this do for me? Not much. Nothing, maybe even nothing, actually. But if I were to do the same thing you're doing, but from an inverted perspective, that structure is reciprocal in nature. Yeah. I am someone that fundamentally disagrees with the disinformation that magic is best done by oneself, for oneself. I would say you doing all this is the best way to help me help you manifest your desired reality, which ought be the attainment of epistemus, knowledge and conversation with the holy guardian angel, crossing the abyss. I think that's the first two, and then the completion of the great work, the magnum opus, would be the third, if I'm not mistaken. I may be missing one. I don't think I am. But, yeah. and think in thine own absolute unity with the gods, and S in parentheses, and the completion of the great work, and vice versa. The structure of the Holy Media is essentially a framework that helps channel and guide your intensity and direction of your magic energies toward your goals and desires, as well as not needing or expecting any level of influence, control, or ownership over you, and you being a sovereign king slash queen, or more accurately, star, the emperor, in your own right, merely in having seen, understood, and integrating the Book of the Law, Liber Vel Legis, thus accepting the law of Thelema as dogma that liberates you, your loved ones, and the totality. This information, my other works, and the teachings, as well as simple humor and stories and strangeness, maybe even gaming. Yeah. Oh, the totality of this information, as well as my other works, teachings, and simple humor. That's a better way to say it. I appreciate you watching this video. I may do another stream or long form video where I deal with the copyright of the Holy Media by completely forfeiting the copyright of the video of all is that the video of that is all is at all. If that is if that is at all possible, and redo my incarnation Docetism video detailing how the collective unconscious or consciousness may be attempting, which actually is like in the Jungian sense of things, the collective unconscious or Yahweh. You know, it's that, you know, a lower mid-level God form is essentially, well, yeah, I mean, like Jung would say, that low-level God form is what the ancient Hebrews and other Abrahamic faith people interacted with, and they thought that was the highest God, but it was actually a Gnostic thing, and it was like, Jung was a Gnostic, it's weird. He thought that people were deluding themselves, or were not deluding themselves in a way, but also they were, and as and multiple levels due to that sort of stuff having multi-floored and multi-leveled. It's like an onion, you know, or like a skyscraper. There's a top floor, and it's like the boardroom, blah blah blah, and then all the way down, it goes down to the underlings at the very bottom, maybe even the basement, the mailroom, you know. And the people in the mailroom are very important, but so are the people in the boardroom. But it's one of those things, like the people in the mailroom may actually do more for the company, for the building, than the people in the boardroom, but the people in the boardroom are always going to be considered the most important because they make the decisions. Until, of course, some kind of inversion or not inversion per se, or flattening of class and economic structure per se, but or even spiritual in this analogy. Yeah, no, whatever. I'm gonna continue detailing how the collective consciousness may be attempting to manifest itself as real people. Real. They're both real and unreal. People that break reality and are inherently anomalous, leading to a unique docetic messiahology that supposes things like MK Ultra, cruel and unusual punishment, torture, imminent death, and or severe psychological and nervous system disorders or trauma, possibly self-inflicted in the case of doing cruel and unusual torture / punishment, on another. So like being an oppressor is one of those things that can cause some, like, it's, you may break before you break the other person, if that makes sense. And it's very, yeah, it's rare, but it's also not rare at all on some other level, because those people that do that stuff, those torturers, those penal people, those people that are mean inherently, and angry inherently, the reason why they're that way is because they've already had their soul, like the highest aspects of their soul, leave their body, and they are a soulless husk of a human being, barely even an animal, not less than a plant. As dark and horrific as that is, because they're working the clip off without having any level of Sephirotic influence, and they are caught up in the clip off. They're lost in the clip off, which is far worse than working it. Like they don't even know what the clip off is, but they're so ingrained in it that they're ruined. Like they are not even subhuman. Like they are like, they're less than subhuman, you know? Like they are less than a grub under a log in the woods somewhere, less than a beetle rolling around a ball of shit, or less than like a worm, you know? Really dark. Like, because at least like a worm has like a connection to God. You know what I'm, and these people, they may even think they have a connection to God, but it's really just, like a connection to the clip off, specifically where they're at in the clip off. So they're grounded in a certain way, but also extremely ungrounded in others, like super disassociated. So disassociated they don't have the ability to even have like an internal monologue if they want to. They don't have the ability to, or they can't turn it off if they want to at the same time. They are stunted, they are broken, they are wrong in a way that's not okay because they can't fix it. Someone else has to fix them. On another immense trauma that causes a retreat into the divine, infinite, by our soul, Atman, Yakida, Scintilla, Sur, or royal spirit, fundamentium anime, Buddha nature. This fundamental selfhood and unity that permeates all things is not the same in everything and everyone, as I said before. And I really stressed it. I didn't add that stress and that explanation that I went deeper into the script that I wrote, because it just came to me. Like it flowed out of me. I guess it was God speaking through me, or a moment of unity with God, wherein I wasn't even being spoken through by God or the gods, parentheses with the S, but something even more, something even more fucking crazy than that, something even more potent than that. But as far as I can tell, the reason why one might do this, worship me, praise me, pray to me, with me, for me, through me, which is in essence the working of the Sephiroth and Qliphoth simultaneously, and as well as like seeing investigating and trying to piece together the different aspects of what I'm talking about, whether it's the holy media, the multiple things. the soul aspect, the multiple descriptions that are the same over soul, like why you would work on that. And try to, you know, dissolve your ego through the clip off and also inflate it and unify it, concretize it through the Sephiroth in relation to incarnation, docetism, and me as a whole, like the alchemical tool utilization, utilitarian usage of me in a spiritual sense. The reason why you would do this, let me find it, forgot, I went back up, is, you know, basically doing the work without having too rigid of a system or structure thereof, and not, yeah, it's without changing on a day-to-day basis. Also, it's like you want to be consistent. You know, you don't want to sway one day or the other, and you also want to be able to do that to a certain degree at the same time to maintain a level of comfort, if that makes sense. You don't want to go overboard and completely fry your. You don't want to go overboard and fry your nervous system. I'll tell you that much. You may not like having your yakud. I think that's a word. Yakia, Yakida. You wouldn't want your Yakida to separate from your auric body, your subtle body, and stop flowing into it, because you would essentially be dead. You'd be dead at that point. Like someone could kill you, and they wouldn't have actually killed anyone because you don't have a soul. Like God has abandoned you. Most likely because you have abandoned the truth already, and God itself already. Yeah. And, you know, it's highly personal what degree to which you would want to be consistent day to day or slack off day to day and take breaks for your nervous system to recover from the rituals that you do on specific days. Some people are more sensitive than others. Some people are less sensitive than others. And yeah. And you know, there's certain things that you need to keep in mind when you're making that estimation, such as, you know, the degree of work that you apply to that process, and your real physical, real world responsibilities as a mortal being. In the Kabbalistic context, you find the Ein Sof Or the synthesis of the Hermetic Codicus and the Hermetic tradition. And there's all types of terms for this in all different religions and all spiritualities. I just don't have time nor the energy to go into all that detail, because it's just a lot. It is so much, and it's taxing to go into detail on, because it's such energetically dense information that affects the nervous system so heavily. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a good day. Love you. Bye-bye.